Well, good evening everyone and welcome along to round 20, the final round of the AOR PS4 F8 series. We're here in Abu Dhabi. It's the final round. 20 weeks of racing comes down to this final round. A champion was crowned last time out. So today is all about pride and a little bit of fighting going on in the midfield. But it's an emotional day as these guys will be racing around against each other. Some for the last time, some for another little while they'll be racing against each other. But it might be the final time that some of these guys go wheel to wheel in Apex Online Racing. So it's a sad day, but also a happy day for these guys who may get moved up a tier next season. And it's going to be an interesting one today. So here we are, round 20. It's been a long season, but here we are. These guys have made it through. And it's been so nice to see these guys, the progression from the beginning of the season up to where they are now. And some guys have made some incredible leaps and bounds in their racecraft, in their interaction with other people. It's been amazing, really. But let's focus on the race today and see who is going to be on top today. So here we are, Jason, the American, here in the Red Bull once again. David Ben here in the Ferrari in P2 currently. Buffon, first time pole sitter last time in Mexico. And also to mention David Ben, 3 victories to his name this year. And one of those was quite a controversial one, but he got it. And it's been nice to see him progress from that guy who crashed on the start line up to a race winner. Buffon, as I said, showed flashes of brilliance this season with his pole position, with his fighting up around the podium positions, which hasn't been able to get up there. Let's see if we can do it today. Ghost Hunter was quite a late addition into the AOR F8 scene. His debut was in Belgium, I believe, scored points in his debut, and is on for some more good points there. Lemaro also a late addition into the F8 series here, but he scored some good points in the last 2 rounds, so he's really starting to come alive in the last little bit of the season. Rob 2K, also a late addition, but has been up there, scored a podium, I believe, earlier on in the season. I can't quite remember the date, but I think he was up there, got a front row start one of the races as well, so he's really showed some good pace. Jerry Force, also a lot of these guys have been actually added quite late into the series, but here he is, the Swede. He's a reserve driver currently, but with the way he's going, I can assure you he'll probably have a full-time seat next time out. Daniel UK hasn't really been up there this season, but let's see if he can do anything today. Ian had a 16-round long streak of scoring points, which came to an end in the latter half of the season, and hasn't been in the points really since then, but let's see if he can do anything about that today. Also have Hoink, another late addition, but man oh man has he been consistent. If he had been in since the start, he would certainly be right up in the top end of the field. And McQuiz in the pits currently, about to come out onto the track. The championship contender fought it all the way, but just couldn't quite do it. The issues he had in the early part of the season came back to bite, and that points loss could have been the difference, as the gap at the top of the championship is 26 points. So there really wasn't a lot in it, but that was it. Denzamo, he's been brilliant all season and has showed brilliance in certain races. Victory in Malaysia for the first time, a pole position in Malaysia for the first time, and a constructor's title to his name as well. And of course, who can forget your championship winner, your current champion of the Season 14 F8 series, this man, Washi, the only man to have finished every single race in the points. And if he can do that, if he can keep that record going today, he'll have a record of finishing the points in 20 rounds in a row, which is quite incredible. We also have Boniface. I think this is the guy, one of the guys who's made the biggest leaps and bounds this season. He's currently sitting in P1, but he started off, we didn't really know if he was going to be able to be up there, but then came back in Canada, took a victory, and now in this second half of the season he looks absolutely incredible. Got some incredible pace, so quick, and that progression for him has been quite amazing. We also have, keeping on the track of amazing, more than amazing, there he is, Also a late addition into the FA Series, came in Malaysia after an absence from AOR, and has a podium to his name. And if he'd been in the early part of the season, who knows what would have happened. But that is the story of everybody pretty much today. But it's currently, let's get back to the start here. Yeah, we're just here now looking at James Boniface. And let's see who can come out on top. It's quite close at the top currently. 138.0 between Boniface and Denzama. They're both on a 138.0 with a 138.1 for David Benz. So it's looking quite close. And a couple of strategies available for the drivers. There is the Ultrasoft soft option, but I know from hearing from the guys that the Ultrasofts, the softs, aren't quite the right tire for these conditions. They're just, it's almost wet tires on dry, actually dry tires on wet track, or the other way around. We're on board with McQuiz. Let's see where he is. Sector 2 he's currently in. It's a tough little track to get right, this track here, and has been quite a challenge for the drivers to get used to. But let's see how they get on. McQuiz has always been very quick. Let's see. Not the greatest of lines through the little kinks there. Let's see how he gets on through this. Well, he's backed out of it. I think he knows he got that bit wrong. This is a fantastic section. This double ride into the blind right-hander here under the hotel here in Yas Marina. It's a beautiful hotel. Very expensive, of course. It's not gonna. It's nothing like your Premier Inns or anything like that. It's not going to be £100 a night. It's going to be something like about £1,000 a night. But now we're getting into the final bit of qualifying, and let's see if anybody bins it down there. I'd be interested to see if anybody does it. Out comes James Boniface. Once again, Denzama back out on track. David Ben in the pit lane. Washi on his way out. Let's see if he can improve on anything. Rob 2K, unfortunately, has left. So let's see if he can get back. More than amazing in the pit lane currently. Buffon, I think, is about to finish a lap. Either that or he's going on to one. So let's keep an eye on this man. Comes across the line, and that wasn't an improvement. So, Ghost Hunter, he's doing well actually. He's well up the field in a P7. A couple of the drivers haven't set lap times as of yet. I know a lot of drivers aren't really a fan of this track, which is quite interesting. It's not quite the classics that people tend to like. Let's go on board with Denzama for a lap around Yas Marina. We're coming through turn 1, and then we go into this wonderful flat out left, and then absolutely flat right in these 2017 cars. And then we come down to this very tight left-right into a hairpin section. It's almost the stadium section. It's almost the same as in Mexico. Let's watch Denzama. Gets the car turned in very nicely. Get on the power. Nice and smooth. More Than Amazing pulls out of the way for him on the left-hand side in the Sauber. We come to the first DRS section. Down this long straight into a hard braking for the next chicane. Very late on the brakes, but gets it stopped. This is a very tough sequence of corners, very easy to spin out. Then we come to the second DRS section. This is the MotoGP start-finish. He's currently in P2. Let's see if he only needs about 0.02 of a second to jump James to pole positions. Let's see. Very nice line from him there through that section. Let's see what Dean can do. Can he get into the 37s? I don't think McQuiz, he's given up actually, so he's going to be starting down in 13th. It looks like. But we're keeping an eye on Denzamo. Coming through the almost street-esque part of the track here. Into the right-hander. We've got a yellow flag, it's just a car going slowly up ahead. David Ben's retired, he's happy with what he's done. Through the final corner, let's see if Denzamo can potentially go pole position here in Yas Marina. He hasn't been able to do so. He was just a fraction slower than his previous best. So right now it's looking very good for James Boniface to take pole position. As David Ben pulled off the side. Washi in sector 3 underneath the hotel. We just saw Buffon, I believe, pop into P5 with that lap. And yes, McQuiz will start down the back, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Not worrying about any championship points. Out of the final corner, here comes Washi. Isn't an improvement. It's a slight, very, very slight improvement, but nowhere near enough to bring him up. But he has another lap if he wants one. And Denzamo also on the lap. Boniface just got across the line, but it isn't enough. He's only 300 slower, but he's currently on provisional pole position. Denzamo is still on a lap, as is Washi, as is all of these guys. Daniel, okay, can you say, up in P7, fantastic showing from him today, from all these guys. Limara in the top 10, Ghost Hunter in the top 10, Ian right up there as well. Let's see if he can get himself a top 10 start. So let's go back. Denzamo has pulled off to the side. He's not going to be contesting for pole position, but perhaps this man can. He's a tenth of a second quicker, but he needs about another 0.4 of a second to find it. Let's see if he can potentially jump David Ben for just in front for a second row start here. He's already on the second row, but just to get himself a little bit further up that grid. He's got a nice margin to Buffon, so Buffon has retired. And More Than Amazing pops in front with a 1:38.4 by 0.02 of a second. That's a great lap from More Than Amazing. He's got himself onto the second row, but let's see if Washi can potentially get himself a little bit further. He's squirming his way through, and I don't think this is going to be enough for Washi. Limauer with a P6. Wow! Great stuff from the Sauber driver. Let's see, coming across the line, Washi can't do it. But he's going to be joined on the third row of the grid by Limauer. What a fantastic performance from the Sauber driver. He's going to be over the moon with that one. That's his best qualifying all season. And Ian, by the way, top 10 start for him. Daniel UK, top 10 start. So it's great to see all these guys so far up. We're going to have McQuiz starting down the back, which is going to be an interesting one. Let's see how he carves his way through the field. But James Boniface gets another pole position for his tally. Let's see if he can convert that into a fourth victory. This is going to be one hell of a finale, it looks like. Not a full grid, not quite, missing a few drivers. Caddy Dames couldn't be here today. He sends his best wishes. We were also supposed to have Scott Anders in with us today, but he couldn't do it. So let's see. There is confirmation. That was all that was in it. 1/100th of a second. David Ben was close, but only just behind. A 10th of a second separated the top three. Under 10th of a second. More Than Amazing with a fantastic qualifying. Goes P4. Washi P5. Limara, star of the day, P6. Buffon P7. Daniel OK, great stuff in P8. IJ P9 and Ghost Hunter with a top 10 start as well. Jason P11, Jerry Force P12, Seika P13, McQuiz P14, Rob Takei in P15 and Hoink in P16. I missed Seika actually. I didn't see him join. But here we go for the final time. The F1 intro plays. And we welcome you along to round 20, the final round of the AOR F8 series. It's been a long, long season, but it's now going to come to a climax. The countdown begins before lights out. It's been an incredible series. It's been an absolute pleasure to be commentating over it for you guys. I have enjoyed every single moment of it, but it's not over yet. We've got one last hurrah here in AOR F8. 5 seconds left to go. Grab your popcorn, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go racing in Abu Dhabi. And for the final time this season, those 5 red lights light up across our screens. Who's going to get on top today? Lights out, and away we go. Boniface lights the rears up and gets a great start. Then Zama gets an even better one, and down the inside into P1. They go 3 wide into turn 1, and more than amazing, gets through to P2. Look at Limaro. What a start for the Sauber driver. Into P3, side by side with David Ben. What a start for Limaro. Denzamo P1, more than amazing in P2, and Limaro in P3, David Ben P4, Washi holds on to P5. Boniface has had an absolute disastrous start from pole position, and more than amazing, fighting away. That was actually David Ben fighting with Limaro, who gets past, back into P3. Limaro with a stunning getaway. He's still in the slipstream of David Ben. Look at him pulling out of the slipstream, and here he comes down the inside for Limaro. Can he get back past David Ben for P3? Yes, he can. David Ben holds on the outside, and he holds on. Washi's alongside him now, champion of AOR F8. Let's see what he can do. Ian is just behind him as well. So an absolute chaotic start here. Washi to the outside of Limaro. Let's see what he can do. David Ben's in the mix there as well. Washi trying to go around the outside of Limaro. Limaro holding on, fighting for every inch. But it's Washi who comes out on top. We've got a car off in the background. That, I believe, is Hoink. Or I think there's a multiple car incident here. Yes, a couple of drivers involved. There's a lot of cars spread out around. McQuiz up to P12. And a lot of tussling for position going on around the midfield here. Boniface is down in P7 from his pole position. But there you go. What a start. Denzamo leads in Abu Dhabi. More than amazing in P2. David Ben P3. Washi in P4. Limaro in P5. And Ghost Hunter in P6. Boniface is all over the back of him now, though. Rob 2K into P8. Ian in P9 and Daniel UK in P10. Buffon is there in P11. Hoink is in P12. And let's ride on board with the man who's just going to have a bit of fun today. He doesn't have to fight for the championship anymore, but let's see how far he can get himself up the grid. Hoink fighting away with Buffon there just up ahead, and I think that was Daniel UK running very wide. Hoink makes contact with the gearbox of the Ferrari, and I think there's going to be a bit of a move going on. He gets shoved off wide. Hoink is going to capitalise now. McQuiz capitalises on Buffon going off as well. So now here comes Hoink in the slipstream of the Williams. Let's see what he can do. Here he comes, a lot of straight line speed in that Red Bull. You're going to pull to the inside, and let's see if he can get this move done down the inside for the Red Bull. Daniel OK fights it hard, holds it on the outside. But a textbook switchback move from Hoink there. He's going to pull alongside and see if he can go around the outside of this long right-hander. They're still side by side, running up to the next left-hander. Daniel UK on the inside, Hoink on the outside. Who's going to get the jump on him? Daniel UK holds on, switch back for Hoink on the outside. What a fantastic battle this is. Look at McQuiz getting involved as well. Daniel UK holding on, but it's beginning. A train has formed. And Hoink has got to find a way past. Daniel UK on the Ultra Softs. Hoink on the Super Softs. And McQuiz on the Softs. They're all on different compounds. Denzamo setting the timing boards alight. Boniface trying to get past Ghost Hunter here as well. He's trying to make his way back through the field. After a disastrous getaway from the line. DRS is enabled this lap. Boniface trying to get past Ghost Hunter here. Tries to pull to the outside. And in the background, there is Hoink making the move, or they're attempting to make the move on Daniel UK, but Daniel UK is putting up a hell of a fight here. He's going to have to go around the outside of turn number 1, and a lovely move for Hoink there into P10. McQuiz now can see if he can get himself past. He's going to switch to the inside, and that was an easy move for him. And into P11 he goes. Meanwhile, Boniface slips it around the outside. Ghost Hunter fights it very well, but Boniface will have DRS this time. Riding on board with a McLaren. Let's see what he can do. He's going to go to the outside, it looks like. And yes, it is going to be outside. Very late on the brakes, and he go around the outside of Ghost Hunter, switches to the inside, and I think he's got that move done. Yes, he has. Ghost Hunter fighting back. Let's see if he can get back, but Boniface will have a second bite of the cherry. No, Ghost Hunter gets DRS, so here comes Ghost Hunter on the inside. Oh, almost ends in tears. It almost ended in tears. Boniface holds on to that position. So then, more than amazing, trying to keep the chase on versus Denzamo. He's doing very well in P2. Seems to be taking it quite easy. So let's see then. Everybody's settling down a little bit of chaos in that first couple of laps. So a very intriguing opening to this Grand Prix. Osaka, oh no, is out of the final race. What a shame for him. Sad to see him crash out of the final round, but that's it for his F8 series. So, a pity, but that's the way it goes. So, drivers settling down a little bit. The hype has gone away. Now they can just focus in, save their energy. And that'll be that. But Buffon getting an interesting penalty there. 5-second stop go for corner cutting. I'm not sure where that was. Daniel UK just came in for a wing change there. So he was running really well, but he's now down the back, which is unfortunate. So we're on lap 4 of 28. David Ben starting to close in on More Than Amazing now, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. Also Ian, by the way, right on the back of Rob2K. These guys have been dragging each other along to catch up to Ghost Hunter. So let's keep an eye on Ian and how he gets on. So, oh dear, Ghost Hunter, 5-second stop go for exceeding track limits. So he's obviously done that maybe once or twice. Rob2K gets past very easily, maybe too easily, but let's see if Ian can just slip one down the inside. No, he can't, so he's gonna lose out. So he's now going to be following the slipstream of Ghost Hunter. But he's now got a Hoink right up behind them as well. So he's got to be watching his mirrors. Buffon in to the pit lane. He's lost his wing. McQuiz still running around in P11. He's going to be going very, very deep in this race. Soft, ultra soft, I'd reckon, on his strategy. And now we've got this train of cars. Rob2K, Ghost Hunter, Ian and Hoink. This is all for P7. Rob2K will be the only one who doesn't have DRS. So let's keep an eye on this slipstreaming fest that's about to get underway. So, Ghost Hunter gets a great run on Rob2K, but it's not going to be enough. He'll have a second bite of the cherry, though, after this next chicane. Oh, locks up the rear slightly there. He's now going to be a little bit vulnerable to Ian on the way out. But Hoink is already alongside Ian, fighting away. So, DRS will get open for the both of these guys. So, who's going to get the slipstreaming? Who's going to get the better run? Hoink to the outside, and he's already ahead. So Hoink makes that move into P9. And that is all said and done. McQuiz also closing up to the back of these guys as well. So, Denzamo still in the lead by 2.6 seconds from More Than Amazing in P2. David Ben in P3, and Washi still running around in P4. Lamar up in P5. Boniface in P6, Rob2K in P7, Ghost Hunter in P8, and Hoink on a charge already on the back of Ghost Hunter. Let's see how quickly he can dispatch this man. So, running through turn 1, trying to get the slipstream. A pretty poor run from Ghost Hunter there, so Hoink will have a better momentum up to this next section. And there you see the massive pace advantage. He had to do some incredible avoiding action there. Almost binning the car, getting alongside the Haas. Let's see what he can do. He's going to pull to the outside and go late on the brakes and sweep around the outside if possible. Get the traction on the way out. And yes, he has got that move done. So that was a nice slick maneuver from Hoink. Will he have DRS? Yes, he will. But he will have to keep an eye on his mirrors because Ghost Hunter is still slipstreaming behind. And I wouldn't call this battle over. Ghost Hunter's not giving up the fight. And he's going to slip one down the inside. Potentially, no, he can't do it. Meanwhile, back to this little battle for P2. David Ben, within a second of More Than Amazing. And Dreamy Guy Washi, about 3.8 behind. waiting to pick up the pieces. So then, David Ben been closing in on More Than Amazing for the past couple of laps, and More Than Amazing has been losing a couple of tenths every few corners. And you can see the pace advantage that the Ferrari has, just maybe a little bit better on his tyres. I think More Than Amazing, I think, is he on a controller? I'm not quite sure. David Ben, I know, definitely on a wheel, but I'm not too sure on More Than Amazing. Boniface in for his stop. Now, I think he has wing damage on the right-hand side. So, yes, it is. What a shame. Your pole sitter, it hasn't gone to plan for him. And that's a real shame. From getting pole position to drop into P7, and now down in about P10. David Ben with the slipstream on More Than Amazing. We saw him do an incredible maneuver on McQuiz in Brazil. He's going to get a nice run out of the right-hander. He's right on the gearbox, almost touching the rear of his car, demolishing the DRS sign. And here he comes to the inside. More Than Amazing will try to fight back. Will he go late on the brakes into this left-hander? Riding on board, and he's gone down the inside and made that move. So the Welshman gets into P2 and can now begin his chase of Denzamo. So lap 7 of 28. Bit wide from David Ben there, so keep an eye on More Than Amazing. He's going to have a poor run through this next sequence of corners because of the momentum. More Than Amazing, I think he can just stick behind him. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is for Jerry Force in the wall. Just keep himself out of the way. And gets back going again. So McQuiz now up in P11. It looks like he's been back into the pit lane once again. Because he was on soft tyres. He switched to super softs. Now I'm not sure if that's a glitch or whatever, but interesting. Let's actually get the tyres up for you. Yes, he is on super soft, so he must have switched at some point. Let's see how many stops he has. Just the one. So he has been in. Obviously the softs haven't worked for him, so he's given up on those. So More Than Amazing, as you can see, still sticking with David Ben. Sticking within that DRS range, and you can see David Ben starting to close in on Denzamo. These guys battled for the win unknowingly in Circuit of the Americas, with David Ben eventually, after much deliberation, being awarded the victory. Oh, More Than Amazing, he's hit the wall. Oh no, what a shame. Into the wall, he's got going again. Has he got damage? He comes across Washi. Just misses him. I don't think he's got away with a small tap, but just a little lapse of judgment, and Washi now into P3. What a dreamy guy. So David Ben 2.9 behind Denzamo now. McQuiz, just see down here, just made the move on Jason for P10, so now he's in the points. Lamaros, by the way, still running around in P5. This is an incredible showing from him, by the way. More Than Amazing into the pits. So I think his tyres have screamed enough. Lamara will now take over P4, and Rob 2K actually closing in quite quickly. Hoink as well closing in very quickly. More Than Amazing gonna go to the super softs. Indeed it is the super softs. And he's gonna come out just in front of Boniface, who's setting fastest laps. 141.7. More Than Amazing is gonna come out just about in front of James, I think. Yep. Yes, he does come out just in front. We got a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's for Buffon in the wall, just in front of the hotel. And just go back to this little battle here between Hoink and Rob 2K. Hoink trying to make his way past Rob 2K, who is not Dutch. I must emphasise, he's not Dutch. I made that mistake. He is actually English. So at least I rectified that mistake. So then, here we go. Hoink will have DRS this time. Limaro is just a little bit further up the road. There he is. There is Rob 2K and there is Hoink. So, running through Sector 3. Boniface gets a 3-second time penalty for his multiple warnings of corner cutting. David Ben into the pits for his stop. Now he's probably going to try and undercut Denzamo. So now Denzamo's going to have to push very hard on this lap. Washi is going to take over P2 and make it a Toro Rosso 1-2. And David Ben, he's gone. My detail is telling me he's gone to softs. But on the screen, it's telling me super softs. I would have to imagine he's gone to super softs. Rob 2K takes over P3. Hoink into P4. David Ben's going to come out behind these guys. Limaro has come in for his stop, and he's going to go onto the softs, actually. So he's going to be looking to go to the end on that set, and David Ben, I believe, is on softs. So he's going to try and go in potentially. Hoink and Rob 2K nose to tail, and David Ben in with these guys as well. So now we got a tasty battle for P3 essentially in this Grand Prix. Hoink has made a stop earlier in the race, so now these guys are pretty much on par. Hoink trying to defend, but he's going to make a double overtake potentially. David Ben down the inside of both of them, but Hoink is going to actually make that double overtake and go around the outside of the two of them. They make contact, and into the wall goes David Ben. Has he kept it out of the wall? I don't know if he has. No, he hasn't. It came to blows. More than amazing. Gets past, but he's got Boniface right up behind him now. Boniface has been setting fastest laps after fastest lap, and he's on brand new Ultra Softs. He's going to go down the inside of More Than Amazing. Let's see if More Than Amazing can fight it back. Yes, he can. Round the outside, switch to the inside, and yes, he holds on for that place. No, he doesn't, because Boniface switched to the inside, and that's it done. So a nice little switch back for Boniface there. More Than Amazing still sticking with him. By the way, Denzamo, race leader, into the pits. Washi is going to stay out and take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. More Than Amazing just backing out of it. Now where is Denzamo going to come out? He's going to come out relatively, he's going to come out in front of More Than Amazing, who was in P2. But Boniface now just trying to get himself further up the field. Hoink now into P3. And that alternate strategy may have worked for him. The Toro Rosso 1-2 currently. Washi pushing his tyres further. He's known to be good on his tyres. So let's see where is this gonna let him end up. McQuiz in P9 right now. Rob 2K gets a 3-second time penalty. More Than Amazing just trying to stick with Boniface, because Boniface's tyres aren't going to last much longer if he's pushing that hard on them. But he's doing a great job. He's the fastest man on track currently. And he's absolutely going for it, which is what we like to see. He's the only other car on Ultra Softs, apart from Washi. Everybody else has either switched to the Super Softs or the Softs. As we get a little bit going on here. Just a little lag spike there. We don't like to see that. Washi into the hotel set. Gets a 3-second time penalty. He's down in P7. And he's actually still running around with that wing damage. That's why he's struggling down there. So is Washi going to come in? I'd have to assume yes, he is. He comes in. Now where is this going to bring him out? Because he's going to come out right in the middle of all that traffic. So here he comes. Washi in for his stop. I believe Hoink is coming in as well. Yes, he is. Rob 2K follows. Boniface will stay out. More Than Amazing stays out. Boniface fastest lap of the race. Now where is Washi? Is he on his way out? Yes, he is. Now where is he going to come out? He's going to come out behind David Ben. And Limaro, he's going to come out in front of Limaro. So he's going to come out in P5. And I believe Hoink is going for an interesting strategy. He's going to go to the Ultra Softs. And he's come out behind McQuiz. who is chasing down Limaro. We are on lap 12 of 28. Almost at the halfway mark of this final race of season 14. So McQuiz with the DRS on Limaro, but Limaro with good straight line speed in that Sauber. Look how late McQuiz goes on the brakes there. That's incredible stuff. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to be right on the back of the Sauber. Running up to this next left-hander. Showing himself in the mirrors. Limaro runs a bit wide. McQuiz is going to get the momentum out of this next section and slipping it down the inside into P6. And he's now 6.7 seconds behind Washi. But then Zamo back in the lead. And Hoink is on a fresh Ultrasoft, so he's going to be dispatching these guys very quickly, would have to assume. Limaro going to the end on his set of tyres. He's on the softs. Getting in that slipstream. Not pushing himself too hard at this first section, just going to wait for that DRS section. But Limaro's still running very well up in P7. I believe he has a best finish of 8th this season. 8th or 9th, I'm not quite sure. But Hoink now right on his tail. I don't think this is going to be too difficult for Hoink. Brand new Ultrasofts versus a couple of lap old softs. Let's see how he gets on. Limaro with very good straight line speed in that Sauber. Hoink is going to dive one down the inside. No, he actually can't do it, but he's going to wait for this next section. Get the switch back on the way out, and that is absolutely textbook from Hoink there. He's going to try and pull alongside. He'll have DRS, so this is going to help him pull alongside and try and sweep past Limaro here for P7. Is Limaro going to fight? Yes, he is. He's not giving up. Limaro slips it down the inside, but Hoink will have the grip on those Ultrasofts. Can he get the move done? He's going to get around the outside. Limaro still holding on, trying to. Contact made, and around goes Limaro. He manages to hold on to it, but Jason goes past as a result. So, McQuiz, by the way, up in P6. Still running away. Rob2K, I think, just got past Limaro as well. I believe it's just a little battle materialising between Daniel UK and Buffon down here. And he just got a 3-second time penalty as soon as I clicked over to him. Now, Rob2K sets the fastest lap and he is on a charge. Himself and Hoink, I believe, are on the same strategy. He's chasing after the American up here, Jason, in the Red Bull. Let's see what he can do. Brand new Ultrasofts, I believe, on Rob2K's car. He's going to go switch to the outside and switch back on the way out. Superior traction. DRS will open on the Force India. And let's see if he can get this move done. Massive overspeed in the Force India. Switch to the inside. Jason fights it off, but he goes very late on the brakes, and that's going to be it. Rob2K will get into P8. And himself and Hoink are on a charge. Washi closing in on David Ben, by the way. David Ben running around with wing damage, which isn't helping his cause. So, Washi just out here to enjoy himself, as is McQuiz. He was crowned champion last time out in Brazil. Unexpectedly, I might add. And I think we've had a problem for somebody. That's Buffon, who's gone on the wall once again. So, I believe the guys set... I think it was David Ben who had this idea, but he set up a little tab in the community on the AOR website to just to hear from the drivers a little bit and see their experience of this season. And now let me just see if I can find that. Yes, I can. So if I can potentially just maybe read out one or two of these drivers. I'll hear from David Ben, who's currently in P4. He's got Wash chasing him down, but he was one of the few drivers who actually managed to put his afterthoughts in here. He says, it's been a long season. I've hated some of you at times, but equally loved you too. But most of all, I've thoroughly enjoyed racing with each and every one of you, even Denzamo. Now, that's a big thing to say, by the way. I'm very much looking forward to reading your journey and where your journey takes you next. So, that is David Ben's experience of this season. And man, oh man, has he progressed. I always like to bring it back to Australia and to Bahrain and all those places where he had the unfortunate record of spinning off the line 100% of the times. But he eventually came together for him in Silverstone, got a win, then won again in Singapore, and then won again in Circuit of the Americas. And the man behind him has also progressed massively this season. Had never won a race up until now, but he got his first pole position this season, his first win, his first fastest lap, his first constructor's title, and his first world championship. And now we have a little battle on our hands between Washi and David Ben. So let's see how this one is going to end. We've got 12 laps remaining. 12 laps remaining in this race, and also 12 laps remaining in Season 14. So, 12 laps to go, get hyped up. Well, let's see how this one ends. DRS for Washi. He's on super softs versus softs here. And remember, David Ben has a bit of wing damage. I believe Boniface's tyres are starting to go off a bit, because I can see More Than Amazing starting to close in a little bit. But Boniface, he's made that strategy work, because he will come out, I believe, around P5 when he pits, depending on what he goes on to. But now we're sticking with this battle between Washi and David Ben. Boniface, just as I said that, in he comes for his stop. More Than Amazing into P2. This will put these guys into P3 and 4. So now this is a battle for the podium. David Ben will try to go to the end on this set, but I believe a lot of these guys will have to make another stop, I'd imagine. But we'll see. Maybe these guys can be able to drag it to the end. Look at the traction from Washi on the way out of the right-hander. Is he alongside? He's trying to go around the outside. They bang wheels. Washi tries to go around the outside. David Ben has to cut the corner. And David Ben holds on for now, but he slips one down the inside. He tries to, but can't quite do it. All this is allowing McQuiz to close up, by the way, but he's got Hoink right on his tail as well. So Washi can have another crack at it now. They'll have DRS. There is McQuiz. There is Hoink. There is Boniface. And a lot of those guys, Rob 2K in the background. So they're all closing in, and McQuiz isn't far behind. So David Ben is just maybe helping. He's backing them all up. And maybe McQuiz can get himself involved now, but his tyres look very, very shot. He's got Hoink and he's got Boniface right behind him. McQuiz just behind. Washi not able to make his way past David Ben just yet. 10 laps to go next time by. And we got a train forming. It's the McQuiz train all aboard. As Hoink tries to make his way past, and Boniface, he's on fresh super softs. Let's see if he can make his way past. Oliver McQuiz makes a mistake, and that checks them all up as Hoink couldn't get past. Little lag spike from Hoink there. Boniface hit the back of him. I have to think McQuiz might be coming in very shortly, because his tyres look absolutely shot. He dropped about a second because of that mistake. And still Washi can't find a way past. But watch the traction he'll get through this next section. This is Super Softs versus Softs. Look at the traction on the way out of the right-hander. Let's see if he can make his way past. David Ben goes defensive. And into the left-hander he goes. Tries to go around the outside. Switch to the inside. Can't do it. Let's see if he can make anything work here. We got a yellow flag in this sector. We're not quite sure what it's for. Try and see if we can find who that is. It's Jerry Force. Back to this battle. Washi with DRS once again. McQuiz will have to watch his mirrors because he's got a Hoink who's got massive straight line speed in that Red Bull. Washi couldn't find a way past. Let's see if Hoink can do anything about McQuiz. He's going to launch him down the inside. Yes, he is. Massive dive bomb. He shoves him right off the track. Hoink can't quite do it. Washi couldn't do it. He's falling behind. Jerry Force is out of this Grand Prix. We'll come back to that incident in a second. But Boniface is right in the mix now as well. So let's see what Boniface can do. He's going to launch him down the inside. No, he hits the back of Hoink, a little tap. And oh dear. That almost ended in tears. It's all getting a little bit close for comfort down here. Jerry Force is in the wall, and that's his season over. Washi still behind David Ben. And he's unable to find a way past the Welshman. Hoink not able to do anything about McQuiz yet. You can see the blister starting to form. Boniface on brand new Super Softs pretty much is just trying to find a way past Hoink, but he's just unable at this point. Let's see the grip he gets through this right-hander. Looking to the inside. He'll try maybe to get a big slingshot out of here, but he can't do it. Ultra Softs have the superior grip. Let's go back to Washi and David Ben for a moment. So let's see if Washi can do anything this time. He's closer than he has been in the past couple of laps. So there is the DRS opening on the Toro Rosso. Can he do anything? David Ben's going defensive. He knows Washi's going to try something very late on the brakes. And good defense from David Ben, but a huge slide from David Ben. And Boniface and Hoink going at it, and Boniface has got that move past Hoink. Back to the battle between Washi and David Ben, excuse me. And Washi still unable to do anything. All this is allowing this little train behind to catch up to them, and Boniface is all over the back of McQuiz now, who's gone a long way on those Super Softs. He's going to be bolting on a set of Ultra Softs right at the end and trying to see how far he can get up. Oh, Washi almost hits the back of David Ben, but still unable to find a way past. This is a brilliant little battle going on between these two and the guys behind. Boniface has lost it. Boniface has lost it. He holds on to it just about, but he loses 2 positions. Rob 2K now gets involved in P8. That's Hoink into the pit lane. McQuiz in as well. He's given up, and Hoink is trying to maybe cover him off a little bit. Limara will take over these positions, I think. Back to this battle between Washi and David Ben. It's getting very close. Washi tries to find an unorthodox move around the outside, but he's going to get held up because David Ben just does not have the traction through that right-hander. He's going to slip one down the inside, maybe. David Ben goes a bit deep, but he holds on. Washi still can't find a way past with 8 laps to go. McQuiz onto the Ultra Softs. Hoink onto a new set of Ultra Softs. Let's see how far those guys can get up the field. Boniface now in P5. And Rob 2K right behind him. Meanwhile, in the lead, Denzamo, who's been leading this the entirety of this race, 10 seconds clear of More Than Amazing, and these guys are 15 seconds behind More Than Amazing. So those guys are kind of on their own in no man's land. This is the closest battle we have on track right now. Washi late on the brakes, but just unable to find a way past. And David Ben on softs, and Washi on super softs. And judging by his tyres, he looks like he's going to be going to the end on that set. They look relatively clean. Back to McQuiz, who's now right on the back of Limaro. He's got to be dispatching them quickly. Let's see what he can do then. He's on brand new Ultra Softs. Lamara on very, very old softs. He's going to slip him down the inside of this long right-hander. That'll be very unorthodox. There he goes, down the inside. Lamara will fight it around the outside. But McQuiz will have the superior grip on those Ultra Softs, and he eventually gets past with a nice move. Rob 2K makes his stop. And that's going to be another set of Ultra Softs for him. And he's going to come out. It's going to be quite close, but Washi and David Ben still going at it, but he just can't find a way past it. Oh, they've hit each other. Washi's hit him in the rear end. He hits him again. So it's come to blows eventually. He's lost a bit of his front wing now. So now that's going to affect his drive, and Boniface is going to would have seen that. Let's see if he can do anything here. It's going to be red mist descending now. David Ben defends very, very hard. Washi to the outside. Can he do anything? David Ben locks up, and that's it. Washi into P3. It took a mistake from David Ben. And that's all it took. Washi now with a missing bit of his rear wing. Also, well, front wing. Boniface now going to sweep past David Ben. And now he looks really threatening for a podium. Through goes Boniface. And let's see if he can dispatch Washi as well, because this has been an amazing recovery drive if he can do it. So back to... Well, it's going to be a big ask from McQuiz to get any more than P6, because he's got 18 seconds to make up on David Ben. And that's what I thought. The Super Softs runners are going to be pitting now, roughly. And More Than Amazing has come in to take a set of Ultra Softs, I would imagine. And now Washi will go through to take P2. So he's going to come out in front of McQuiz, it looks like. On his way out, he's going to come out well in front of McQuiz. But he's going to come out in a good position, actually. He's going to be right behind. That was a good call from the Sauber team. He's going to come out right behind David Ben. So now he's going to be on the most competitive tyre. He judged that to perfection. Not quite in front, but he will now be able to chase. But now look at Boniface right on the back of Washi. Boniface's tyres are much newer than Washi's. So let's see what he can do. He's going to launch down the inside of the champion. No, he can't quite do it. Washi locks up. More Than Amazing makes his way past David Ben. That wasn't much of a fight, I don't think. Here comes Boniface. This is for P2 in this race. To the outside goes Boniface. Let's see how this one's going to end. He's going to go around the outside. Washi goes very deep on the brakes. He's going to make a mistake. And Washi, is he going to hold on? Boniface sweeps past and takes P2. Washi just couldn't hold on. But now look who's right behind him. More Than Amazing, who just made a stop on fresh Ultra Softs. He's the most threatening here. He made the gamble, and I think it's going to work for him. He's on the freshest tyres here. These guys have gone a long way. Now, More Than Amazing, this is for a podium to add to his tally. He needs to get past Washi to try and just cover off Boniface, and Boniface is charging away. Already 0.7 of a second clear of Washi. He's riding on board with More Than Amazing. Well, I said it was a big ask for McQuiz to catch David, but he's absolutely flying. He's now 11 seconds behind, setting fastest laps across the board. More Than Amazing hops the curb as he tries to get past Washi, but he couldn't do it. Boniface now 1.5 ahead. He's out of DRS range of Washi, which means More Than Amazing will be the first in this train with DRS. So here he comes, fresh Ultra Softs on the Sauber. No DRS for Washi, but we know he's a master of parking the bus. Let's see if he can do anything about it. More Than Amazing being cautious. Great run out of the right-hander. Let's see if he can do anything about it here now. DRS for the Sauber. Let's see if he can pull alongside. He's trying. Yes, he can. He's alongside as they run down to the left-hander. Is he ahead at this point? It looks like he is, and Washi just backed out of that one. And into P3 goes More Than Amazing. And on for a fantastic podium. Jason and Lamar look like they're going at it. Yes, they are. And Jason sweeps around the outside. Lamar with a mistake. And that gives Jason the position, but it's not over because Limaro's still fighting away. This is 4 points, of course. To the outside goes Limaro. Is he going to fight this one hard? Jason holds on to that one very well. So Washi now in P4. I'd imagine he's trying to push these tyres to the end. Could be quite marginal on tyre wear. As David Ben, he's on softs. He's definitely going to be able to go to the end. Meanwhile, 27 seconds out in front is Denzamo. And is on for another victory. And what a way to end the season it would be for him to take a victory. You just see Rob 2K and Hoink. Hoink just got a penalty. So this... Either way, Rob 2K is going to be ahead. Actually, I believe Rob 2K has 2 penalties as well. So this is for position. So we've 4 laps remaining of Season 14. And More Than Amazing is closing in on Boniface. He made the call to go onto some fresh tyres. I think it's definitely working out for him. Washi is starting to fall away a little bit now. And David Ben's call to go to the softs might have been the smart move, because now his tyre wear is going to be much less than Washi's. McQuiz still a danger. He's 6 seconds behind. He was 18 seconds behind about a couple of laps ago. He's catching absolutely rapidly. So it's a fitting finale to the AOR F8 season. These guys have definitely put up on a show today. It's still not over. But it's amazing the wonders it can do that you don't have to fight for a championship. These guys are just pushing and not regretting a second of it. Lap 25 of 28. More Than Amazing. Right up behind Boniface. Boniface makes a mistake there. So running up to this long right-hander. He'll get a switch back on the way out. That's close. And around the outside goes More Than Amazing. And that is it. Boniface fights back though on the inside. But it's going to be contact. And through goes More Than Amazing. What a lovely move. Perfectly judged. And he gets into P2. And what a result this will be for him. Boniface, still challenging, but just unable to do anything about it. David Ben can now exert a bit of revenge on Washi, but he's going to have to try and get past him. He'll try and get the switch back on the way out, but Washi cleverly hugs that apex. But a great exit for David Ben there. McQuiz is 3 seconds behind. He's going to be right in with these guys in the next lap or so. Washi holds the inside line. David Ben will have a better run on the way out. These guys have had a titanic battle all the way through. And this is surely not a move here. David Ben trying to find a way past. Through the right-hander. No cigar for him there. And there is the Mercedes of McQuiz lurking in the background. Looks like Limaro and Ian swapping positions. That's Ian into the points and knocks Limaro from his points position. So now David Ben sticking with him, but all of this is allowing McQuiz to close in. And what a battle this would be. David Ben, McQuiz and Washi all battling. 3 laps to go of Season 14. Great exit for David Ben that time, but just couldn't find the momentum. And there is the Mercedes. Oh, he's lost it! He's lost it eventually, and through goes McQuiz into P5. Just a small lapse of judgment and just tyre wear just getting to him a little bit there. Instantly goes to defend. But a little small reprieve for Washi. He's now got some clean air. Hoink makes his way past. And he's lost even more of his front wing. And what a shame. But look at this. Could we see in the dying laps McQuiz and Washi going wheel to wheel as a last hurrah in AOR F8. Rob 2K makes his way past David Ben. And what a scene this would be if this was for the championship. If there was 1 point in it, then this would be one of the most exciting climaxes that we would have had. We're on lap 27 to 28 and McQuiz is closing in very quickly on Washi. Rob 2K, by the way, still unable to find a way past Hoink. And trying for the last couple of laps, just can't do it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, lap 27 of 28. 1.1 seconds, the gap between McQuiz and Washi. And he's almost within DRS range, and we are going to be in for a last lap battle, I would imagine, between the two championship rivals all season are about to come to blows here in the last round of AOR F8. I'm sure this won't be the last we see them going wheel to wheel in future tiers, but here we go. It's finally coming to a climax. McQuiz right on the back of Washi. Bear in mind, McQuiz started in 14th, I believe. And here he comes then. Washi going defensive. Unable to find the slipstream there. Looks like McQuiz running a bit more wing, perhaps, to find the grip in the slow corners. And there you can see where he gets the grip. Rob 2K finally gets past Hoink. But here we go. Second bite of the cherry for McQuiz. DRS wide open on the Mercedes. You can see Washi already going defensive. Late on the brakes for McQuiz, and he's going to go around the outside. Washi and McQuiz go wheel to wheel through the left and right handers. McQuiz comes out on top. Washi tries to fight back on the inside, but he can't do it. McQuiz fights his way through into P4, and what a drive it is for the Estonian. What a day for him. Started in 14th, and he's now in P4. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the final lap of Abu Dhabi. We're on the final lap of season 14 of AOR. And Denzamo looks like he's going to end the season on a high with a victory. Took a win in Malaysia, almost took a victory in Circuit of the Americas, technically crossed the line first. But he ended up gentlemanly giving the win to David Ben. But this is it, the final couple of corners before we come to the end of the race and the end of the season. And what a season it's been. Hoink and Rob 2K still going at it in the final laps. Rob 2K, I think, looks like he's having some connection issues there. And there he... oh, what a shame. On the final lap, he's disconnected. But what a season it's been. Ups and downs. So many different winners. Guys, I wouldn't have thought... who I originally, at the start of the season, didn't think could win. Eventually ended up winning. And we've had some amazing battles, some amazing moments throughout the season. But this is going to be it, rounding the final two corners for the final time, rounding the final corner for round 20 and the last round of AOR F8. Denzamo wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and ends the season on a high. More than amazing, with a fantastic drive. If there was more laps left, he could have caught him, but he comes in for P2 in Abu Dhabi. What a sensational finish for him. James Boniface, a fantastic recovery, started on pole, takes a podium, comes across in P3, and McQuiz, with an absolutely amazing drive, comes across in P4, and Washi, he's the champion anyway, he comes across the line to P5, Hoink comes across in P6, Rob 2K has disconnected actually, so he's going to come across the line just about in P7. David Ben will cross the line in P8. Jason is going to come across in P9. And what a way to finish the season for Ian. He had a 16-round streak of points, and he's finally going to get those points back again. He finishes in 10th and rounds off the season on a good note. Limaro in P11. Ghost Hunter, we're waiting for him to cross the line for P12. Daniel UK and Buffon still fighting. They're still fighting for the last a little bit of pride here. So let's watch them through the total section. Is Buffon going to get the better of Daniel UK? This is for pride, not points, which is all important, of course. Ghost Hunter's going to come across the line for P12. Is it going to be a last lap dive from Buffon maybe, or will he try anything at all? Danny Oyuke will hold on to take P13, and Buffon will come across the line in P14. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Season 14 comes to an end. Washi is your champion. But today belongs to Denzamo, who takes another victory here in Abu Dhabi. 20 rounds of racing, and it's finally come to an end. Denzamo stands on the top of the podium, more than amazing, alongside, and James Boniface in P3. He lifts the trophy for the final time this season. And season 14 comes to an end. The champagne gets sprayed. And what a season it's been. Thank you to you all for watching. Thank you to all the drivers, to Washi for coordinating everything, to every single one of the drivers who've competed here. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate this season for you, and I look forward to more in the future, perhaps. But that is going to be it for round 20 of the AOR F8 season. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will see you all next time. Have a good night. Bye bye.